Hello lovely people, welcome to the video. My name's Athena, I'm a writer working on my speculative romance whilst homeschooling my two girls and be with them 24/7. It is Thursday the 28th of May. Very quick update just to where I am right now in the process. Zero draft is done. I have read through it. I have made notes on what I want to add, etc. I had a bit of a crash out session, which you probably can see in the previous video to this one. I just didn't know where to start, how to kind of go from zero draft to draft one. The way this story just kind of flowed, it just, I don't know. It did things to me. Anyway, it is still flowing. It is still going. It is still like, excitement is still very high. All the things that I want to add and all the angst and the yearning and the just everything is yeah, I'm loving it. So I was having a bit of a moment where I was kind of like, what do I do with, like, start with beat sheets, not start with beat sheets, scenes. I did end up kind of trying to do beat sheets, not managing to in that moment, switching over to scenes. So at this stage, going from a zero draft to a first draft, and even within the first draft, I don't focus on chapters because chapters can change constantly, and they probably will change constantly. I focus on the scenes. So what scenes do I need, and who needs to describe the said scene? Hello. What was I even saying? So, oh yeah, so scene level. So I kind of focus on the scenes, so scene by scene. So I set up my scene board in milanote, and I started just kind of bullet points of what each scene already entails, like what I've already written, what parts I'm keeping, what parts I'm removing, as well as what I'm adding. So basically an outline of each scene now that I know what's going on. But this is, I don't know, it feels different when I do it this way. It's just, I guess, a brain hack. In reality, it's an outline of each scene of the story after I already know, like, the basic story, right? So, did I mention I read this in one day? I mean, it was just like, this is 35,000 words is nothing compared to the 130,000 behemoths I was editing. But I started focusing on the scenes, and that kind of helped me clarify how I wanted to go about the beat sheets as well. I realized that there's the romancing the beats, which is the romance between the two, the second chance romance between the two. And that technically starts after the magical part happens, like after the speculative is kind of injected into the story. The speculative aspect of it is its own plot line, and that actually works a bit better with Save the Cat. So what I'm kind of playing around with right now, and again, nothing is set in stone, because if I do that and I'm like, this is how it's gonna go, that will just ruin the whole thing, I know. What it looks like it's gonna kind of turn into at this point is romancing the beats for the romance beat sheet, like for the romance plot points, and then Save the Cat kind of loose beat sheet for the speculative plot line, because that's like a whole, you know, it's a whole other thing of its own accord. It kind of became that way, and I don't mind it. I don't mind it, to be honest. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of working through the scenes, scene by scene at this point. Like who's describing which scene, from which POV are we kind of looking at it at, and what I'm adding, what I'm removing. For example, there was one scene that for whatever reason, as I wrote it, I broke it up into 3 different chapters. Like I had, part of it was from her POV, then it switched to his POV, then it switched to her POV, then it's like, actually maybe it was 4, like it was just broken up in a way that was like, and again, zero drafting. I was just writing it as it kind of, you know. I'm realizing that it'll probably be better from one person's POV, and it'll actually give the scene a lot more depth, and just, you know, it'll make it a lot better basically, and a lot more sense. So those are the kind of things I'm now kind of working out in this point, where I'm kind of like, okay, this scene encapsulates this, and this from the zero draft, and we're also adding this, and this, basically, if that makes sense. So making notes of that, this is what I'm going to be working on and kind of going through. Today is Thursday. Hubby's probably going to be home early because it is raining, so I don't know how much I will actually get done today, but that's okay. I figured I would start the vlog and just kind of probably go until Monday and just film what I, you know, little updates, etc., as I kind of move along, because I can't really show you guys too much at this stage. There's really not much of me doing things because it's all on the computer. It's all like, I can't show you my scenes like on the computer. I will be, once the digital version of the scenes are done and I've kind of figured out everything, I will then be setting up my little scene cards. These are my scene cards, the paper version of them is basically a simplified version of the digital, and it serves as a visual for me to be able to see my story at a glance and to also see the progress I'm making and see like, you know, I'm at this point, and just know which is the next step as I move on. I really like it and it helps me. So that's what we're going to be doing after I'm done with the digital version. I don't know when I'll be done, to be honest. I think at this point, where am I even up to? So I started some work yesterday on this. I got to a goodish point. Like I'm in the, I would say, fun and games section, technically. Yeah, because we've had the re-meet instead of the meet cute. Since it is a second chance romance, kind of seen each other again. So yeah, we're moving along. I think it'll probably take me a couple of days for sure, if not a bit more than that. And that's okay because I'm basically making a plan for draft 1. And then once I start drafting, I'll have a plan, like I know exactly what I'm working with. And again, this could change completely. So just because I have an outline I follow the outline in a way that's like, okay, I know I want this general idea to happen. I want the angst. I want a scene between them in this kind of setup, and that's just, it's gonna flow. I'm just gonna let it kind of do its thing. These could change, and as they change, I will be updating them. That's how I work. That's kind of, it makes me feel like I'm not in a box. Like it allows me to kind of, you know, move along, but still giving me a bit of a structure. Like the story's not gonna change, not really. Even if I make minor changes here and there based on how the characters are kind of coming into themselves, if you will. So I have been rambling long enough. That is kind of what is happening. It is Thursday. I'm gonna just jump in and start working on scenes, just going through. The idea is this: I go through the notes that I made from here, and then I figure out what I'm keeping, what I'm not keeping, and just fill out the little scene card, and then move on to the next scene and the next scene. I'm not focusing on chapters, I'm focusing on scenes, as we said. So, hello.
What are you doing? We're blasting off to the galaxy.
Oh, lovely, the galaxy. Okay, galaxies. All right, galaxies. Thank you.
Come on, Lily.
Go. Oh.
Come on.
Okay.
You got me.
Bye. Okay. I am going to get snacks and whatnot. I don't have no idea if I'll be able to come back and get work done. The crux of it is, hopefully by the time I update you again, let's just for fun, how many scenes have I done at this point? And let's kind of see how many I will have done by. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Okay, so 20 scenes are done. 20 scenes have been filled in, and that is very loosely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 chapters. Very loosely. So 20 scenes have been done. I have no idea how many scenes I will end up with, but just to kind of measure progress in some way, shape, or form, we are at 20 scenes. Let's see how many we will tackle by the time I update you again. But first I need to go get snacks and do things and hope that hubby doesn't come home before. I don't know if I can do this kind of work while sitting on the couch. I might give it a try tonight. We shall see. Anyway, snacks. Okay, so it is Friday morning, 29th of May. It is almost 11 o'clock. I should have started earlier because today's just been one of those homeschool days that just don't work. It is what it is. So anyway, so where we left off yesterday, we left off with me saying that I probably won't be updating because we all know how it goes. Hubby did come home early. It is what it is. So I had tackled, in my scene board, I had added 20 scenes that were kind of laid out, outlined. So it's an outline. We'll call it a scene outline. It is a scene outline in all reality. So I had outlined 20 scenes and we kind of used that as a benchmark to see how much progress I made. I added an additional 7 scenes that have been outlined and 2 scenes that I didn't start doing. I just kind of added the cards and didn't get to them. So we're sitting at 27 scenes total right now. I mean, 7 scenes isn't bad, considering I had very little time yesterday to actually get anything done. So I should get through quite a bit today. We are at, where are we? Technically on the beat sheet, kind of. We're past the midpoint. We're about to jump into, yeah, we're about to jump into the bad guys closing in, all that kind of thing. Like we're in the second half of Act 2, pretty much. or the third part of the Romancing the Beat, where the inklings of doubt come in and everything kind of starts. So that's where we are. We're halfway through. We're more just over the halfway point of going through these scenes. And naturally, my brain is kind of like, maybe we could do this all today. I doubt that. I will get to work though. I will get to work. I put my music on. I think one thing I find really interesting with myself is that I'm working on a book in English, right? So in the language that I'm speaking and whatnot. I listen to, right now for this particular stage of the book and whatnot, Greek songs have just been, and they suit the book perfectly, just in a different language. And I always find that really funny when I have a song that is perfect for my book and I listen to it and I write to it and it's just, you know, and then you have agents who ask for playlists and whatnot, and I'm kind of like, should I add the Greek song? Because I'm like, I mean, for me, like, it made sense. My brain kind of thinks in both languages at the same time. It doesn't make a difference, but anyway, yes, I'm feeling tired and very, I don't know, my head is just not, it's one of those days, as I said. But I'm gonna jump into this. I'm gonna put on my music. I'm going to dive in. The goal for today, I think, let me see, chapter wise, technically I have, where am I? I'm up to chapter 19, technically, even though I've added more chapters. As far as like the way it was set up before, like the zero draft, I'm up to chapter 19. But in here, like in the way it's kind of morphed now, oh, so it's 19 chapters that I've done, and 19, and now I would be going into chapter 21, which here is 19. So 21 and 22. So technically I've added, oh no, chapter 18. I'm up to chapter 18 here. What am I even? I don't even know what I'm doing. So chapter 21. Oh, so I've added 2-3 chapters. I've added 2-3 chapters. Okay, sometimes. That's okay. We knew that was gonna happen. Okay, the chapters are shifting. It's why we're working on a scene level. Okay, okay. So moving on from that, I am gonna get to work. It is 11 o'clock practically in 5 minutes. My goal for today, I think, seeing as technically I have about 10 chapters to go. Technically, how many scenes do I have? I don't know. I mean, would I do them today? I think the safest bet is to say I'm gonna finish these all tomorrow. I'm gonna try and get as far as I can today and then kind of see how, you know, because I am doing quite a bit of work. Like I'm kind of looking through the scenes, adding the little details that I want to add, and just making sure I have a very set plan so that when I dive into actually drafting, I know where I'm going and I keep this, because this is the thing. I love the zero draft. I love just pantsing it and just going nuts. But when I'm going into this now, like into the first draft, I want the story to be cohesive and I want the story to have a flow. And I don't want it to be all over the place with random characters popping up randomly at, you know, random characters popping up randomly. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna get to work because if I keep rambling, I will never get to work and we shall see how much we get done. So it is 11 o'clock and we'll see what time I'll get back to you guys. Technically, I should have until 12, technically, with multiple interruptions throughout, but you know, we shall see. Okay, quick update. It is 12:15. I'm just going through all my notes. I have technically 5 scenes left to outline. Technically. There are some little things that I'm going to go back through the scenes and kind of add little notes of where I want to add certain things. But yeah, as far as like an outline in order to work on draft 1 is concerned, I'm almost done, I think. I don't know. It is 12:15, 12:17 to be exact. I had a ton of interruptions, a ton, like we're talking, I can't even express. So the fact that I'm even at this point is beyond me. The plan is to finish these scenes, finish the scene outlines, then, as I said, go back through it and add the little tidbits of various things that I want to add that I've made notes of in the final chapters. So I'm going to kind of go back and put those in there. Yeah, and then I'm going to be playing around a little bit probably tomorrow with characters and whatnot. So, okay, very quickly before I get back into work. I had this idea in my head that how perfect would it be if I started draft 1 on the 1st of June? Do you even? Hello, Mom. Hubby won't be working tomorrow, but that is fine. I'm gonna get to work on this and finish it. So I think the general idea is this. I wanted to like start drafting on the 1st of June in my head, it's like perfection. It's a Monday, it's the first of the month, you know. Now, I don't have tomorrow morning after all, so I'm gonna get to work, see how much work I get done today, and then we'll just see how it goes, I guess. Okay, so quick little update. I have officially finished the outlines of every scene. We are sitting at 30 chapters, including the epilogue. So 30 chapters, including the epilogue, which is kind of, how many scenes is it? It's 42 scenes. I think it feels so strange to have a 30 chapter / 42 scene story, considering I have been working with at least over like 70 chapters, and just 40 scenes was like one act, one part. Anyway, that is a fantasy. This is not a fantasy. So with that being said, it is 12:45. What I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of go over and just add some little notes in to previous scenes in the earlier like Act 1, Act 2 stages of things that I want to make sure I kind of incorporate and blend through. And then I'll probably like do lunch and whatnot, and whatever time I have left, I'll just play around with like the characters and character boards, and yeah, then we can pretty much start. Mistake in the previous clip, just because, I could technically start drafting on Monday, technically, since I have this, but I do want to set these up. I do want to set up my board and have a visual representation, like a physical visual representation of my scenes and chapters and whatnot on my board. So we also have to do that. That is fine. Other than that, I am pretty much inching towards draft 1 territory. Okay, this story, I just love it. I just do. It is a reality. It is a reality. Anyway, I have no idea what I have filmed. I know I started filming yesterday. This video is like, I'm probably gonna end it on Monday. Like once I'm ready to actually start, So I don't know how much I'm gonna update today, but hopefully we will come back to maybe me doing some work in my boards and maybe even start on these. Maybe I'm just being hopeful. Who knows? I thought Happy was not working tomorrow, but he is after all. So he's not working tomorrow. I thought he was working, but he's not. That means less time, but that's okay. That's okay. Even if I'm working on like my physical setting up my board on Monday, it is fine. Okay, it is fine. I don't need to start on a Monday. I don't need to start on the first of the month. I just need to start. Right. I'm gonna go do lunch, I think. I'll probably do the little scene things first and then go do lunch. But yeah, I'll be back for another update soon. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, it is Monday morning. It is, 11:45 on Monday, the 1st of June. I'm going to end this vlog here by giving you guys the weekend update, basically, and then I suppose I'm going to start a new vlog. I have a tendency of doing this. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, what did I manage to do for the weekend? I finished, so all scenes are done in my milanote boards. All scenes are done on my board. You can probably see it a little bit in the background. Okay, fun fact about this project. It is a very different project. It is not a fantasy for one, which means there's no world building, there's no, I don't need to set up certain things. The reality of it is that it will be shorter, naturally, and I am aiming for like a 70 to 80,000 word count, like final project word count. So the board is like, that's the whole book right there, okay? That is literally not even 1/3 of my fantasy project in scenes. Do with that what you will. Anyway, I finished all the scenes. I have been going through these bad boys. I love these, the emotion thesaurus, the positive trait thesaurus, the emotional wound thesaurus. I absolutely love this series. It gives me so much just information, insight, ideas. It sparks, So I've just been going through these and kind of clarifying a little points about the characters, because diving into draft 1 now, the goal is to fill it up. And not just fill it up as in like just add filler, like random. I mean add emotion, add the human aspect of the characters, add who they are and their reactions and thoughts and why, you know, how they're reacting to the story that's unfolding. And there's also the other aspect as well, where we're going to be adding a description, pretty much description of everything. So yeah, yeah, so I am pretty much at the point where we're diving into draft 1 in the next video. So exciting times, exciting times. I didn't get much done over the weekend. I haven't been doing writing. I have to say, I don't like it when I don't write. Like, and yes, doing these things like prepping my board and prepping my scenes and outlining, that is part of the writing process. I really enjoy the writing, especially this particular story. And I'm already thinking of, like, it's the same story. Like, I've already technically told myself the story, but I'm already thinking, based on the story that I now know, I already see every scene replay in my head with more detail and more, just more, like I can't even explain it. It's just, it's amazing how you go from one draft to the other, and you're thinking, I've already written the story, how can I write it better? And you do, your brain just kind of does things. Anyway, I'm not gonna ramble. I will end this vlog here and probably jump into this week's vlog. So I'll see you there. Okay.